Okay, so here is a challenge to James Freeman came on and challenged you. No, let me rephrase that. He didn't challenge you. He's seeking truth. He asked about some perspectives on intellectual property. And as an, I don't want to use the word artist because that's kind of what we would think of intellectual property and content production, but I think that's changed in the last years with the Tube of Views and other media. And he talked about intellectual property, and we all kind of think about it in certain ways, but and I get it. I get that you can't own an image or a song or a thought or whatever. But I wonder if there's a place in society for the airplane you talked about earlier. There are air roads or paths or whatever in the air, and for 30 years, Delta has been flying over this area. Is it a homesteading thing that maybe Kmart chose to use the word Kmart? And so, yeah, let's let them use that. This color shirt, not the white stripes, but the other color, that's kind of been claimed as blue. Like, that has kind of been claimed. And I think I gave two other examples here. Let me see, what were they? Truth or wood. There are some things that are so firmly a part of our language that shouldn't those words belong to a specific thought. And I bring this up because I frequently argue that we ought to, when we're arguing with a conversation partner, to put it politically correctly, when we're arguing with a conversation partner, we ought to clarify what we mean by a word. And it's up to you what you want to have a word mean, but just make sure everybody understands what you mean when you use that word. But I wonder if there's room for some words to be claimed without invoking the intellectual property doctrine. Does that make sense?
I don't know. You would have to have a central authority of word definitions that could enforce those definitions somehow. And I don't think that's what you're suggesting. Like, we don't want to have, we don't have an agency of police that go around arresting people that use words wrong. So absent that, I don't think you can control it. I think it's going to be part of the human condition, is that language evolves. I think it always has evolved. I don't think there's anything you're going to, even if, like, I think my memory's failing me, but I believe there's countries that heavily regulate their languages. I want to say Chinese or something like that. Like, they have a state approved definition of a lot of their language, and you can't mess with that. But even in those places, the language still evolves. So I think it's just a terminally subjective realm, communication. I say that language is a lossy thought compression algorithm, because it's just you're trying to get your thoughts from your brain into somebody else's brain using whatever mouth flappings that you have to use to get the thought patterns to cross the air gap. I don't think so. I mean, should there be? In a perfect world, we all agree and we shake hands, and the definition of true is, you know, reason and evidence, and that's it. And if you use a different definition, well, you are ostracized or something. Like, I don't know what you do, but I agree with you. That's going to ever happen.
You can't without, as you mentioned, a central authority. Because if I'm saying that the shirt you're wearing, other than the gray epaulette part on top, is a light blue shirt, may you initiate violence because I described it as that color? So no, we know it's not a moral violation. You might then say, hey, Shepard, you're loony bins. You probably think that, you know, ancient aliens created Egypt or whatever. Like, you could call me a wacko and you could refuse to have serious conversations with me. But you couldn't say, hey, I'm going to come kill you, or you should go to jail because you wore or because you think I'm wearing a light colored t-shirt. No, we don't seem to be able to communicate. And we could say, you know, we probably have more productive uses of our time, and then no violence is initiated against anybody, and we all walk away. So, yeah, I don't see a way of controlling words. I just wish there was a peaceful way to do that, because it would be really nice if we could agree that some things are as they are, and we're not going to question them. But
Adam says, imagine literal grammar Nazis.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I would be advocating for.
Yeah.
And then I think about, what about the things that have changed, like flat Earth? Like, can't we all agree the Earth is flat? Let's just agree with that. That's one of the things we're going to put in the book. We all agree. And then 1,000 years later, all these people think it's spherical. Like, okay, maybe we should re-examine every single thing constantly, because maybe we were wrong. So, yeah.
James says he'll punch you for calling my shirt light blue. He's a state of nature mother effer.
Yeah, we don't play no games.
Yeah, so the only way to enforce it is not really enforce, right? It's just perfect example. This pisses me off. The definition of racism has been actively changed in the past 20 years, right? And if somebody comes at me with the new definition of racism, I just tell them to fuck off, and I don't have conversations with them.
Yep.
Because they're trying to manipulate me by changing the definitions of of words in discussions. It is a manipulation. And if you're messing with the definitions to manipulate me, I disassociate from you. That's how I push back on it. That's the way to do it. That's how you disassociate. That's how you do it. Don't manipulate people with language. Go ahead.
Amen. Today, Amazon tried to encourage me with a nice little rectangular advertisement to support Black entrepreneurs. And I'm a Black man. Not 99% of me, but the rest of me is. And so I did the genealogy thing because I want the government to have as much intel as they can on me. So I've done the thing. And so I look at that and I go, wait a minute. If I am going to support it, let's change the word. We've all done this exercise, but let's change the word to green. Support green entrepreneurs. Well, if I'm supporting green entrepreneurs, then I am somehow, just because of the color of the entrepreneur, I'm not supporting blue entrepreneurs. That's racist, or that's colorist. That is colorist. And I don't want to be a colorist person. I want to get the best product at the best price, delivered as quickly as possible. That's what I want. And I don't care what color entrepreneur you are, green, blue, or black or white, get that crap to me. And so far, I wish one of you people would kick Amazon's butt, because I don't like supporting them, but I'm sick of having that other crap get lost in the mail or be late. Not that I'm on a rant or anything. I'm sorry. I'm going to sit down now.
Adam is going to sell us the NFT for the definition of anarchy. Problem solved.